This is Book Talk with Corbin, and I am your host. I wanted to share some great information that I've just picked up on this past weekend. I wanted to talk to you about an amazing experience I recently had in Louisville, Kentucky. Trevor Loudon, Loudon, last name. He is an author and filmmaker, was in Louisville, did a couple of events. I went to, well, he did 3 events, 2 in Louisville, 1 in Indiana. I went to 2 out of the 3. At the first one I attended, I picked up his book, White House Reds, Communist, Socialist, and Security Risks Running for U.S. President 2020. And I took it home, reviewed it, read a few chapters here and there, and I had this and only this to say about the book. It is very powerful, well researched, and extremely accurate. I mean, this guy, he hits it. And speaking as a former socialist, someone who was heavily involved in this whole Marxist movement in the United States of America, this guy nailed it. He nailed it. Many of the people he talks about in this book I had met, worked with, known about, etc. I was just astounded at how much he was able to bring out. I was astounded at how accurate he was. He really hit it. Guys, this isn't some crazy conspiratorial thinking. This man is on it. You need to pick up this book, White House Reds by Trevor Loudon. You need to see his films. And if he's ever in your area giving a talk, make it a point to go and listen to him. At the second event where he was speaking, afterwards, Trevor has a habit of saying, "Hey, I'm more than willing to take questions and answers." And I was about the second or third person to ask him a question. We immediately sort of hit it off, and we went back and forth. And later on, his host said to me, "Hey, Trevor wants to meet you, and he'd love to have lunch with you before he leaves, takes his plane out of the city." And at lunch, we just really enjoyed having a great conversation. I look forward to having him on my podcast sometime in the future. He just has to sort of fit me into his busy schedule. But I have to say this again, and I'm going to say it again and again and again for a while. White House Reds by Trevor Loudon. You need to get that. You need to read it. And you may have some friends out there who are just sort of like on the fringe of the loony left in the United States of America. Hand them this book. You may have some real patriots who are saying, "Hey, what's going on here? I'm really concerned about what's happening in the country." You need to hand them this book. White House Reds by Trevor Loudon. And again, I'm looking forward to having this guy, interviewing this brother, and for my podcast, Book Talk with Corbin. This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host, and we'll be back.